Right. Well, welcome back, everyone, to Spyrothon 6. Next up, we have our interview with the Spyro 3 Bingo, whereas Charity and Cotote, that is hosted by Luka, as we welcome in everyone. And yeah, I'll leave it to you then, Luka. And
Thank you.
Have a good interview, everyone.
I'll do my best, Nas. Hello, everyone. I'm here with the two great, I'll just say minds, let's not say great yet. So with CharityRoyall and Cotote, the great minds behind Spyro 3 Bingo. Surprisingly, a thing that has not existed up until 2020 for whatever reason. So the first question I'm obviously going to ask, why? Why has it not existed?
I mean, I think somebody did a they had like Spyro 3 goals in Trilogy Bingo. I remember Toto Zigam telling me about that. But I think the main problem with why someone hasn't done it, there's been no kind of like sensible way to execute it. So obviously the benefits of Spyro 2 Bingo is that you can easily get to all three worlds from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, right.
Whilst in Spyro 3, basically, if you wanted to go to anywhere in Midnight Mountain, you would have to, go through the entire game.
Yeah, get like 60 eggs and stuff like that. So what you guys did, Charity, if you can tell us about that, how did you actually manage to figure that part out? Because from what I know, you actually don't have to like get anything. You just start with all the levels unlocked, actually.
Yeah, so we have a save state that I believe is compatible with EPSXE, where it has all of the end of level eggs in the first 3 homeworlds collected, but no gems, no other eggs. And I believe it's hacked to have 100 eggs, so you don't have to worry about collecting any eggs to unlock levels or doing weird any percent skips in order to get anything.
Yeah. Because for stuff like Dino Mines, it's like 60 or 80 eggs or something on the place Spyro 3, but something like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, when you guys were making it, how did you style it according to? Since I know both of you play Spyro 2 Bingo, did you try to style it kind of like that? Did you want to put your own spin on it, or?
Yeah, I think originally I was kind of just messing around with very simple code where I was just getting a list of goals and just randomizing it. But when Charity stepped in, he basically aimed to make it very similar to Spyro 2 Bingo, basically model it completely off Spyro 2 Bingo. So what did you do for that, Charity?
I mean, basically what I did is I kind of looked at the bingo generator for Spyro 2 and kind of looked at how they organized the goals for each square, and kind of categorized like how many were appearing for each of those gem, orb goals, and tried to find equivalents in Spyro 3. Obviously, there's no power-up gates in Spyro 3 that you have to kill enemies to unlock.
Well, yeah, there is,
Yeah,
but they're
exactly.
not the same kind of. Yeah, they're not the same kind of.
Yeah, not spirit particles and stuff. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So we made substitutions, and
from what I know, there's like not necessarily a set format for it or like a set type for it, but I know there's like in every board there's gonna be like at least 3 like that. So how does that exactly like work? How do you make sure that it's always random but also consistently random? Let's say like that.
So I don't know how much people know about how the Spyro 2 bingo generator works, but basically there is 18 squares in the Spyro 2 generator that are kind of associated mostly with one level. They can have goals from other levels. And then there's like one that will always generate a speedway. There's two that will always generate something in the home worlds. 2 that will always generate miscellaneous goals. So we kind of did the same thing. So there's 2 squares in the Spyro 3 board that will always generate miscellaneous goals where you have to count something like swim underwater in 7 levels or break 18 head bash chests or something like that. So we made it so there's always going to be 2 squares of that, and then every square has a chance to generate some sort of miscellaneous goal. But
yeah, we didn't want to put in too many goals where you would have to kind of count as you go, sometimes very high numbers. I know there's some of those on the Spyro 2 board, like enter like I think it's like 8 return home portals or something like that.
Yeah, those are usually only specific people go for them, since not really everyone likes to count that or like to bother for it. So
we didn't want to do too much of that, obviously, because then it becomes very hectic having to count like a bunch of things. So like 18 head bash chests, I think it's kind of difficult to count that a little bit. But I mean, if it's the only thing on the board that really is that difficult to count, then it's fine. So yeah, we were very limited when it came to those kind of goals.
Right. Okay. So from what I have seen, you guys have how about this? Each one of you tell me like the weirdest goal that you either wanted to put in and you did, or the weirdest one you wanted to put in, but it was like, no, this is just stupid. Let's not do that. Because I know Beat Scorch with only green rockets is in it, so that's like my favorite personally.
There's also Funky Chicken and Bonk the Giant Chicken in Sunnyvillas, which is a pretty easy goal, but there's a couple of those which like kind of interesting. Did you put any? I think Charity, you were pretty like strict in not putting anything kind of
Stupid in it.
Basically, my goal was that I wanted anyone that's played this game casually to really understand what almost all the goals mean. So I didn't want to have anything too out there.
Yeah, that is definitely somewhat of an issue with S2. Sometimes it can be like, what's that? What's Basel? Stuff like that. I think you guys, from what I've seen, you've worded it quite nicely. You usually should be able to tell 99% of the time what a level is or what a goal is. So that's really refreshing to see coming from Spyro 2 Bingo.
Yeah, but of course you can't make it too much. You can't put in too much detail, so things still have to be quite simple. So there is still some people get confused by things like Hunter Race.
Oh yeah,
exactly
referring to the skateboard race in Lost.
Yeah. All right, and lastly, we've talked about a lot about Spyro Free Bingo, but we don't really know anything about like you guys. Like, where did this idea come from? Why did you do it? Because I think the Spyro community, the Spyro speedrun community, is kind of tightly knit, so everyone kind of knows each other, or everyone like streams, so we kind of know people. But you guys are kind of names that we haven't seen before, so if you could tell us your story or what inspired you to do S Free Bingo, essentially.
Well, I think Charity, you got really into Spyro 2 Bingo. Like you were playing like a couple of months ago. He hadn't played any bingo at all or anything, and then suddenly he was playing like 5 bingos a day of Spyro 2. And we were already working on Spyro 3, so I'm like, Charity, do you want to help with this? And then Charity just took over and he did a really great job. And for me, I really like Spyro 2 Bingo. But of course, like it does get a little bit old after a while, and I do really like Spyro 3 as a game. So I was like, yeah, we got to make some kind of Spyro 3 Bingo, and it's really convoluted what we ended up doing with the the cheating, the eggs, and having a save state starting in Midnight Mountain with all things. But I think it plays very well. I think it's very fun, regardless of that it's not as simple as Spyro 2.
Yeah, Charity Cotote seems to be singing your praises here. You're the legend, the mastermind. So, what is your story with the bingo then?
I guess for me, as I said, back in August I've been kind of following Spyro speedrunning, but back in August was when I kind of really decided to jump on the Discords, get involved with different communities, and everyone was really into Spyro 2 Bingo at the time, so I really enjoyed it, and people were talking about the Spyro 3 Bingo, and they had to come up with a lot of goal list, but it seemed to me that the issue that I really wanted to tackle was just kind of making the goals balanced and making it not really lopsided and like miscellaneous goals and things you have to count too much.
Yeah, just have structure essentially.
Yeah, so I didn't really come up with too many of the goals.
He structured it very well, and we did have like long conversations debating about how a lot of things should be and could be.
Yeah.
So, it's very intricate, yeah.
And last, I don't think Spyro Free Bingo is right now on Bingo Sync, or there's not like a quote unquote accessible way to do it right now, from what I know. I think I talked with you, Charity, you said that was either being uploaded, it's going to be uploaded, or...
Yeah, so we've been, we kind of made this like about a month ago, and we've been playtesting it on and off since then. So I feel like we've playtested enough to kind of release the first version on Bingo Sync. So I plan to like rewrite the code to make it work with the permanent like place on the Bingo Sync. So expect to see it uploaded if you're interested sometime in the near future.
Well, definitely. And another thing that they need is the hacked save state. I believe that is in the Spyro speedrunning server, but we can always just make a post about that and tell people what to do and how to install stuff. But yeah, that should be it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited. Like, I genuinely we have hosting blocks, and I really wanted to be in the block where Spyro 3 Bingo was happening because I really wanted to see you guys do it, and I really wanted to introduce you guys. So thank you so much for submitting this for me, and yeah, I'm excited to watch the match.
It's a brilliant interview then, folks. Again, if any of you lot are interested in the chat and are watching in the Spyro 3 Lockout Bingo later, make sure to tune in another 3 hours time, where you will see Charity, Cotote, alongside with Danta Fanta and TK battling out on the Lockout Bingo. So we'll see you folks in a very short moment to see Luka take on Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage any %. I hope you're ready, mate.
No. Yeah, that's gonna be fun, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
See you in a bit, everyone.
Yep.